Commissioner Hinkle won't be here today. So, the only thing that he said that he wanted me to pass on was that he'd like to table the thing that, we'll wait till we get to it. I just. So anyway, we'll go right into Board of Minutes.
I move that we approve board minutes for July 12th, 2022.
I'll second it. Any public comment on the Board of Minutes? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried and pass.
Oh, I could have handed that to you.
Right.
I could have.
All right, so we're into correspondence. First one from Mako. It's a early bird registration extended to July 22nd. This is for. Good morning, please. Strohmeyer. This is comments on the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority. Okay, so, oops, sorry.
So what's this pertaining
It's
to?
saying that it's an extension so a person can sign up if they want to go, the way I understood it, for July 22nd.
Morning. Blake.
Morning. How's it going?
Morning, Blake.
Well, let's go. You're the new person today?
The next one's a DEQ and it's due to, in Silver Bowl County, it's Homestake Meadows Water Treatment Center phase. They're doing studies. Next one's another DEQ. This is for the. It's another water one. That kind of goes.
So like this Homestake Meadows Phase 2 isn't even in Granite County.
No.
And
Silver
we just
Bowl.
received these as public information. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's in Silver Bowl. This is kind of goes with the second page. Next one is Department of Environmental Quality of State of Montana. It's a public hearing on proposed adoption for water quality. And it's on the 18th of August, 10 o'clock in Helena. It's
I looked that up. The federal regs changed, and so they're gonna change the regs here to be consistent with that. And yeah, variance process on our phone.
That's all we have on correspondence. Another minute, then we'll go into public comment. Is that what you guys are here for?
Yes.
Okay.
Chuck Conrad.
No, he's sick.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. he is. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah, I already
His
told,
excuse, yeah.
I said it on the, when we first introduced. All right, we're gonna jump into public comment, and we have some people here for public comment. So we'll jump right into you. State your name and the reason you're here, and you guys signed in, right? I thought I seen you.
You did sign in. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. We're here representing Georgetown Lake Badger Bay area. There's a section there that's paved. And we've got a real traffic problem there. People come off the dirt road, hit that pavement and accelerate and come through there. Well, for years, we've put cones out and stuff to slow them down and tried little tricks and stuff and gotten in a lot of trouble for doing it. Because I guess if they hit a cone, we're liable,
mhm,
even though they can't maneuver their car to keep safe. But we've got, the road splits our property. So we've got cabin on one side, garage on the other, constantly going back and forth to the water and stuff. Little kids, pets are in there. Not a good situation. And just last week, we had the road department come by and steal our cones, take them and got
We're
mad.
not gonna accuse somebody of stealing something.
But it's on record. You can
It's
check
with
if
the
you want.
sheriff. We've already talked to them.
I know, but
Have
he
a
didn't steal them, he picked them up because he was told not to put them there.
They weren't even, they were in our yard.
They
They
were
weren't
in
on
our
the road,
They
so.
were on the road, he said, so.
No, they weren't. They have
I'm not
photos.
gonna argue.
That's fine, then I don't want to
If
argue.
He's
there.
coming in or he can. But anyway, we don't.
But anyway, we want it reduced. The speed limit around the lake is 25 miles an hour. This has got posted signs, 15 at each end. We were told that those signs are not sanctioned or accredited or whatever. Rico Markel sat up there for an hour this Sunday and clocked people coming through there, and they were 27, 28 when they seen him sitting there in the patrol truck. Okay. And he agrees that there's a problem, we need to do something, but he said probably do it this way instead of just putting our cones up and stuff like that. I think he could sit there and considerably boost your guys' income, because the worst, FedEx, the UPS, I mean, they fly through there. And it seems like the bigger the rig, the faster they go. You know, we get the construction people coming through there with backhoes on back and stuff. Cost me 20-some thousand last year because the bank beside the road sloughed off because of all the heavy equipment coming through there. My garage cracked, and, you know, so I had to get that corrected. I mean, it's definitely a problem. And,
And then looking at, or when you come down off from the fire department, that volunteer fire department coming down, there's going that direction, there's 3 speed limit signs. One that says 15, then not another one until you get all the way around to Gomer's Point. There's a 25-mile-an-hour one. And then not again until you get in front of those other houses over there, and it's back to 15. Coming the other direction off, turning onto Lake Shore, going the other way, there's a 25-mile-an-hour posted. Then you go and you hit 15 through that same little, those big houses that are over there. 15, and then you come to Gomer's Point, and it's 25 again, and then nothing posted all the way back up to the fire department. There's not another one posted coming all the way up the other way.
Okay, go ahead, Blaine, just second one.
I was just gonna say that, under that new statute, the county can reduce speed limits like 15, like in front of schools and parks and so forth. But I think you need a speed study to get it down,
I mean,
to 7 to
anything
15. That surprised me that there's random 25 and 15 in there. I guess we'd have to look at the history there. I mean, county roads are generally 35, and then potentially they've done some speed studies in there.
They've always been that way ever since I've been here,
So my question is, it is county road, it's not within, it's Georgetown Lake Estates, is that where,
No,
No,
Georgetown Lake
George-
Estates.
Georgetown Lake Shore Road.
oh, Lake Shore,
Lake Shore Road.
which is a county road?
yeah.
Yep.
And all we're requesting or asking is just if we can get something posted, something that gets them when they come down that hill off from the fire department. They come flying around that hill, and then they do hit that paved section, which they're flying down that hill, and then they just don't stop. And all of our cabins have property on both sides. So we have kids going back and forth and dogs going back and forth, and our cabins on one side and our docks on the other, and his cabins on one side, his garage is on the other. And then right at the end of that, it goes back to dirt road again.
You were 2 different owners?
We're 2 different
Yes.
owners.
Okay.
I'm here
I
But still
representing,
friends.
Understood.
oh,
I-
sorry.
But still friends.
Oh, yeah, I don't, I think what I meant, I just, when she was saying, so
Oh,
I'm trying
sorry.
to figure, I thought you were together.
No, I'm here
No.
representing the Krellich family.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes,
It's 263 Lake Shore Road.
Okay.
260 Lake Shore Road.
So the one question is you're saying that FedEx and UPS fly down there. Would that be something that they could call corporate FedEx and UPS and say, you guys need to,
The local mail guy does fine. I mean, he comes through there at 15.
who
I mean,
does?
The local mail guy
Yeah.
said.
Oh,
And we've tried
Right.
that. We've called UPS, we've called the electric company, Anaconda Electric, that comes flying through there. We've called anything that has a label on the side of it. If they're going fast, we try. We've called and begged and asked, and We've done all that for years. This has been a problem. We've done all of that.
Do you have their cones?
No, we
No,
got it.
I
Well, I
got
gave them to
back
the
in-
sheriff, but I'm gonna take them again if they're on the road, and I'm not gonna give them back. Because you guys are causing such a hazard. You're putting the cones in the road and you're hurting everybody in the middle of the road, and you're gonna cause a wreck. You can't put them cones in the road, period. And I know you're trying to slow people down, but you're hurting everybody in the middle of the road, and we can't have that. We have a 60-foot right away there, and it just can't be allowed.
60-foot right
60
away.
foot, yes.
So meaning
So
that you
from
can
the
drive
center
right
of
through my
the,
cabin?
center of the
One
road,
at a time, please.
Sorry.
One-
Center of the road, 30 foot each way.
because I've got those railroad ties, 16, and I've got them sitting on top of that.
No,
Is-
leave them there.
That's okay.
That's fine. Leave them there. Leave them in the grass. Just don't, they can't be on the pavement. You guys are putting them out like 2 feet into the pavement on each side of the road.
Well, I was putting them right down the middle sometimes. I
Yeah,
mean,
but we're not-
I'm doing whatever, because if some little kid or
Okay.
pet gets
One at a
killed,
time, okay? Let him finish. Let him finish.
But we can't have them in the road.
Do you know Paul, this is road supervisor?
I don't.
Okay, this is the road supervisor, Paul, and he's
Okay.
been called to go up and get him out of there. And we told him to take him out, because you can't put an obstruction in the county road.
And that's why.
And
Is
we
that-
were told by the sheriff that he was to handle that, to call them if they're in the road, and he will directly come out and handle it with us. We talked to that Rico guy, and he said, I talked to the road crew and said, if they're out there, call me and we will come down and handle it.
But there needs to be a fine.
Well, there's, there's a statute that gives the road superintendent authority there, so, I think they're in the roadway.
Well, we've always done it that way.
One thought I had was, the sheriff did have that trailer with the speed sign on it, that gives you the speed, what speed you're going. But I'm not sure if that's
We requested,
functioning that right now, it might be broke.
yes, we requested that, it's broken.
Okay, Blanche, go ahead.
This is 60-foot right away. That means, like you said, from the middle of the road, 30 feet out. So they can't have cones in the right of way. Is that correct?
Right, but how that is, they're actually mowing their yards right to the right in the right of way as well. And I got no problem with it if they're, as long as they're not on the pavement, so the cars can go on both sides of the road, then there's no problem. But the second one cone gets 6 inches onto the pavement, my phone blows up and I gotta go up there. And
Well, the
I-
cones don't seem to be working.
They're not working. And is there anywhere where we can get a copy of where it says that?
The 60-foot?
Yeah, like the 60 foot or
That's-
wherever it says
Yeah,
it, so
I
we
can
can
get-
see that? That
I
would be
can
great.
get
I would like to see that.
That's what a standard county road is, but
Yeah.
yeah,
That's-
I'll
That's
get
what it
your
is. I
email.
just- Awesome, thank you.
Blame
Okay.
back to the county. I think I'd encourage the county to try to repair that, I think repair that trailer that has the speed limit.
I didn't know it was broke.
Yeah, I just heard that from the sheriff just recently,
Oh,
and that's my thought, try to get that.
I would pass it on. I didn't even know it was broke.
Yeah, putting that trailer up there would help.
Really help. I
To
mean,
keep
I think-
them-
Yeah,
Is
maybe.
how is our process to get that speed limit to be 15? Like in Piney Campground, it's like 5 miles an hour. And we're kind of like the campground. I mean, we have so many residents that are along that way with small children and small dogs. We have that public park right there where people can come up and fish right at the edge. So it's kind of like campground area, little thing right there. We're kind of opposite. I mean, in the Piney Campground, there's speed bumps, there's speed limit 5 miles an hour. I mean, anything just through that residential section
Well,
that's
We can,
busy.
actually, we can send a letter to UPS and them too, just tell them, would you please slow down and get complaints about the bigger trucks and stuff going. I mean,
And
that'd
it's
be
not just
someone-
the bigger trucks.
I know,
it's-
but that's a start
It is.
there. and
That's a
You've
start.
already got the deputy up there and I just know, ends up usually being 90% of the locals that we get the tickets to, and then it really. But I mean, they need to slow down.
How are we
Right?
still
So-
speed to-
so, one of the issues with the campgrounds Forest Service, so in the county, that's working with Forest Service, but as far as the speed study, you'd have to, well, to change it down to 15 is a speed study too. Would have to be paid by the county. So, and to me, I really think it's an enforcement issue. I think I need more attention, more like that trailer up there. I think I'd encourage things like that.
But
Has there already been a speed study there? Because around the lake, these other places that have 15-mile-an-hour signs, they came from somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, did they already do a speed study? I know ours had one on each end. Somebody stole the one on the one end.
It said, what did it say?
Speed limit 15. I mean, it's an actual highway sign. It's not just a painted on sign. It's a, you know.
Well, if it was already up, then it could, likely there was a speed study, it could be put back up, but
I don't know if there was. I really don't know.
how long has
We
that
can
been?
check-
I've been there since '92.
We can go back and look, and I mean, maybe there's already something there.
We're not trying to make problems. We're trying to save lives. I mean, this is just a big, they're going through there so fast and the road is so narrow that anybody coming out the, you know, stepping out, there's no way to stop. I mean, they're gonna hit them.
You don't know who took the sign down and just disappeared.
Just
Well,
at one end, probably, I would think some unhappy person that doesn't want to go 15 miles an hour.
Well, they're also stealing a bunch of street signs and.
How about a new
that stuff
stop sign at the dam? That one's about covered. Have
Yeah.
you seen that?
it's Anaconda Deerlass County.
Okay.
The speed study would have been potentially Mike having the file, I don't know.
Well, we'll look into it and then, yeah,
I mean,
see
even
what's
if there's-
going on with speed, that lighted sign too, to see if we can help get it fixed.
And even if there's anything like flashing, like something flashing that we can purchase, that we could put up, and we could pay for, so the county's not paying for it, like, we're willing to do anything. I just don't want one of my kids to get hurt. I just don't,
I think that, I mean, it's,
I mean,
lighted sign could be.
just something that just flashes that says slow down, or flashes the speed, or whatever it is, just. There's just so many little kids out there, and it would just really horrible heads and everything. It's just-
We're not against it, don't get me wrong. I just kind of got off when he come in and said he stole them, but I didn't want to, one that told him to pick them up because it was causing such an, my phone was blowing up too. So that's why I kind of got upset there when he said, well, he stole. Well, he didn't steal. I just will clear on that. Okay.
Okay.
So, but no, we can, let's look into it. I know we gotta move on here. I don't know if we have any other public comment, but it's definitely, we'll talk to Scott about that sign and then let's see, we'll look into the study and.
So just one, basically what you're asking for is speed signs up there. Any way to curtail it and maybe with the sheriff's office to patrol it a little more.
Well, we asked him, there's two of them. He's
Yeah.
like, it's hard, the whole
Yeah.
entire Granite County, there's two of them. He's like, it's hard. So if we can help and try to get him to slow down, I mean, I know not all signs are gonna be followed anyways, but it's gonna help.
Well, and then maybe get that trailer thing working, right?
Yeah, and then plus we gotta look and see what sign was there. We can't just throw another one up without knowing. We might put up, you know, maybe it was already 15 and we throw up what we have. So we'll look into that study and then we'll definitely move on and keep on this. See
Okay.
what we can do. And we can call UPS and them too, slow them down.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
And talk to the sheriff definitely today. I'll get a hold of Scott, see what's going on with that. If it needs to be hauled to town or whatever. Have to- Somebody get it to town, get it fixed and get it back up.
Does that run on solar or power?
So
Like, plug it in my house if you want.
Scott, is this something that we would want to get on the agenda then? This,
well, I think we need to talk to Scott first and see where he is, and I don't want to put him on the agenda until we
Right,
talk to him.
right.
That's. like
but
I
it
said,
would go on the
Yeah,
agenda at
yeah.
a future date.
Once it's fixed, he moves it around everywhere, you know.
Just see what's wrong with it, but no, we'll definitely keep on this and try to get him slowed down. I know it's a pain. And then it's summertime, every big hurry to get nowhere.
Yep, it's, you know, basically from Memorial Day to Labor Day, you know, big part of it.
Yeah,
The rest of the time it's not that bad.
and maybe Scott can wants it a little more up there. I know he's short, you know, it's just shit the calls have gone up triple and
You know,
the county's getting crazy. But we'll definitely, I'll talk to him today. I promise I will.
thanks.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Is there any
Can you put
other?
mine on top of that?
Keep on the grass,
Put it on top of that pile.
put them on top of the tie, that's fine.
Perfect. All right, thank you. Thanks.
Is there any other public comment? I just wanted you to get in here so that they,
Been going around with them anyway.
hey, Paul. All right, so we're gonna move on to Road and Bridge. Superintendent Paul Alt's here today.
We're just blading a few roads and, blading and magging, that's just about it. Got the rear end put, finally rebuilt for the one truck, getting that put back together. And,
So would you start over on that last comment? You gave me the look and I was going, should I be paying attention? You're-
You rebuilt the rear end of a truck.
yeah, we had one go out on that, one of the trucks, so we got it rebuilt from inland and in the process of getting it put back together now.
That stuff happens. It's just breakdowns and maintenance. but,
And,
yeah,
Well,
Or-
I understand that.
That's all I was looking at for. It's like, I won't look at that.
Well, he did, he goes,
I guess you seen it, you heard what he was saying.
anyway, on our Blackfoot enforcement permits, I guess we're gonna rewrite them and change some of the wording for Blackfoot, because some of the roads, just basically saying that they can connect on the streets off our roads. Got the base in a nutshell.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of requests for across like public roads, but that aren't necessarily county roads, such as like Lucky Lane and Fireweed, Edwards. So Linda's advice was to say, yeah, to give you permission to like cross county roads and connect to the county roads. And then only do one encroachment permit that covers them all. I don't need to do her advice.
Yeah.
So our plan is to try to get that all done. And I'll get with Blackfoot and then we could next week maybe get it signed off
mhm.
and then they can get moving.
So instead of doing 100, you could do one. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Simplify it.
Makes sense.
And as far as the dump, we got went to work on the scales there yesterday and got them cleaned out and just our batteries and stuff all out of there. And that's about it that's going on there. So,
Did they get their hand washing thing?
yeah,
Yeah, it's on record last
Okay,
week. I asked
okay.
them. They're a little bit bigger than what we thought they were, and they're kind of taking up some room, but we did get them.
One for each. Or
Yeah.
one for every-
Yeah.
and we got a garage door problem in the building and hall. And I had them price put a new door in, but right at $3,500. And we need to get it. There's no doubt. I mean, the one that's in there is gonna fall off.
So who'd you get a price from?
From Doug Wentz. He's the guy that put all the rest of our doors in. He's the only guy around here that we even
Well,
know.
there was that one. I know there's been several claims for garage doors with that one.
He's not
No
in
longer
business
in
anymore.
He's not in business.
No. No. It's at any rate, it's $3,500 and 16 weeks out.
16?
So
Wow.
we need to pull the trigger on it, is my opinion, and get it coming before winter.
It's in that old building that we're fixed up, and it's got heater in there, so we don't want to, and then
Right.
they store a bunch of shit. We don't want to leave it wide open, the way stuff's being stolen lately. So I think
Your procurement policy says anything over 2,500, you get 3 bids, but if there's only one person around.
and plus
It's just
he's
gonna
the
be
one that
waiting.
takes care of the other doors there, so we'd want to keep it with the same guy. That's my
Yeah.
opinion. So I'd entertain a motion that we go ahead with getting the garage door if it's gonna be 16 weeks out.
So you have to make a motion to get a garage door, isn't that within your rights to
Well, he was
maintain
saying that
county
on that,
buildings?
he was saying where you have to have 3 bids. Well,
Oh,
I
You
just
waive the 3.
okay,
I just soon waive that, and just move
Okay.
on to
and we could do that right here.
Yeah.
Because it's in
road and bridge.
discussion of road and bridge maintenance. Okay, so I'll make a motion that we waive the bid process and purchase from,
Yeah, it's a 35.
is he local?
Missoula.
Well, it's probably local as you can get, yeah.
Yeah, there's no one local doing it.
I
He
second.
basically came in and took over all of,
All the way over.
yeah,
I'll second it. Any public comment on that? Being none, all in favor?
Aye,
Motion carried pass. We should get it delivered.
Yeah.
Do you
well,
got-
I say 16 weeks, hell, it could be 20.
Tough to hit things.
do you have anything else?
No, just gonna go get some more dirt patch oil. And we gotta get down Rock Creek and get dirt patching, and then probably next week we'll start mowing.
I did have that guy mow the county yard there in the hall. And then he went back and trimmed the trees down there, so you get underneath there. Lilacs, a little bunch of dead ones, I had to cut that crap out of there, so now more. Other than that, I had another comment on guy hauling gravel up the Bear Gulch Road this weekend. I went, there wasn't nothing. Just pass that on. They said they're losing rocks out of the back of the dump truck and there wasn't even nobody around. again. So,
Yeah, I was up there Saturday as well.
you know, like, yeah, I left you a message, so I ran up quick and just, there wasn't nothing. So,
And I guess our ad ran out to hire somebody. So you're gonna redo that.
Do you guys want me to, or I thought you wanted me to, what do you want me to do?
My recommendation would be to do it, put it back in the paper. I mean, we haven't had anybody apply yet, but it'd be pretty good if we could at least get a name to put in the file.
for what reason do you want to read in there?
Well, we're gonna need to hire somebody pretty soon.
What do you
and
mean pretty soon? I thought you said that Johnny was gonna,
He is, but in a few months, we haven't had anybody apply. So I don't know what it hurts to leave it in the paper for a few more weeks and see if anybody will apply. Even
so when is the person that's going to be gone?
he's gone now. And I haven't even rounded up somebody for that temp spot. Just haven't got any interest at all. So that's why I'd like to run it for another couple of weeks and see.
But I think it has to be in there as a temp position. You can't put it in there as a full-time position.
Right,
And that's what was in there, full-time position.
and we got not one person.
Factory, yeah, put it as a temp for 90 days or.
Yeah,
But yeah, you can't put full-time position because that's kind of false advertising for position that. Am I correct in what I'm
Yeah, then
saying?
that person who's hired could be, and then it could be in-house later on.
for next year.
Yeah, but that'd be interesting.
well, I think it's good to run it, just keep it in there, so in case somebody does come along. I mean, if we take it out, then a lot of people think, oh, they don't have nothing, because they don't get on the website, you know, so.
So right now you're delegating a little differently because you're minus one person,
Right.
which seems to be working okay for you or what?
Well, he just left Monday.
Okay,
So.
okay, well, I get you.
So far, so good, if
Yeah.
that's the question.
So 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks?
I put 2 weeks and we can review it again. Righty, do you have anything else?
No,
Any public comment for the road? Or solid waste?
Do you,
being,
one question, do you want that ad to say like open till filled, or do you want a deadline on it to get applications in?
I'd leave it as open till filled, because if it's, you know,
So you're gonna run it continually until it's filled?
no, we just said 2 weeks.
Okay,
But the ad would say open till filled, so.
Yeah, I mean, running another couple of weeks, then we're
Yeah. Then we can review it again and look
Yeah.
and see.
If you want it for a temp position and we're not getting any feedback in the local paper, do you guys want me to post it anywhere else? Do you want me to see if I can post it on Craigslist or Indeed? Is it a temp position or just leave it?
just leave it local because it's gonna have to be somebody local anyway,
Okay.
because there's no way anybody can come in here
And
and rent a
travel
house,
housing. Perfect.
you know, for a month, 2 months.
Oh, another thing with those Jersey rails, they'll be in the paper here 2 weeks. I don't know if people will be starting to call to look at them. I don't know if you want to have them like marked and lots of 10 or what, or
They're just all stacked up, so we're just gonna have to pick them apart. And anybody that calls and look at them, they're just below the shop. They're all the same, so it
Well,
doesn't
we don't
matter.
want to get into just digging through and just, they're gonna,
No, they're gonna be,
the
Yeah.
first
it's gonna
10.
be
I
10 as
don't
we
know,
go,
yeah.
yeah.
they don't want to have to all of a sudden load it down. Well, I want
We're
this
not
one
doing
now.
No.
I'm not, or, yeah.
That'll be- You get 10, here's your 10.
That's, okay, well, we're gonna move on. Guess that's all.
Alrighty.
Just keep us posted and if
Yep.
you hear anything on them. You got them road cones back to them?
No, Rico did,
Oh, okay. All
and he
right.
told me this, to call him anytime they're in there.
Okay,
The same as with me at signs in the right of way, just Paul plucked them out. Statute, that's allowed.
okay. All right, well, we're gonna move on to Brandon Parrott's dam tenders report, Georgetown Lake outflow review and decision. Put it in there for you. Hey, Paul. How are you? Good, how are you? I talked to Brandon Parrott this morning. He called and we BS for quite a while there and the water's coming over, but hell, yesterday was 60, 70 mile an hour wind, you know, blowing up there. And then the boats coming in there. He said everything else looks pretty good. He's getting a lot of complaints about him working for the city and for us. And he's,
What's the argument?
they say he's double dipping. I mean, you can't find nobody working when you do. Everybody's got a complaint. It's just a pain in the ass. You need to just,
Well, that's assuming that he's lying. I mean, that he's charging, doing something to the county and also
I told him,
doing something for the town. I mean, they have to.
I told him he's fine. We don't, and we'll talk, maybe you could talk to the mayor later. The mayor ain't complaining, just some public people.
so here's one statement that I'd like to make about that. He's not double dipping as far as him working for both the city and being the dam tender, because that was his position before he took the job with the city. And every human being has a right to have an extra position, as long as it doesn't interfere with any kind of overtime with either the city or the county. And we're two separate entities.
Agreed.
So,
Unless he's,
Thanks.
yeah, agreed. Do you want that in the?
Yes. Yeah, because these people are, yeah.
yeah,
they're
well,
kinda-
I mean, this is it. I mean, he has every right to pursue this position because it's not a set time.
Yeah,
He doesn't have to work from 9 to 5. He can go out on the weekends or after his position with the city and check his,
He's doing a really good
there's no
job.
double dipping in there
can't
where you
assume
get
that
overtime.
he's lying. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't just,
He's-
you gotta have factual.
And he's doing a really good job, and I don't want to lose him because he's helping us quite a bit. So on the other note, the dam's at 64, 29, 35, 1.8 inches. Chuck I talked to him this weekend, he was thinking going down to 30. And My other comment is if Brad Learman has something to say, he needs to get on Tuesdays. This getting, nothing against you.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm frustrated with him pulling this shit during the week. And he goes to you, he don't even talk to us. And we're the ones that he needs to be talking to, and he needs to get on Tuesday and talk to us. Don't pull this crap during the week. And then Chuck and I got in a great big fight over. And I totally agree with what Chuck said. If the guy wants to do, there's three of us, he's going past us and going to Blaine, and Blaine did what he was supposed to do. So don't get me wrong, I'm not
Yeah.
upset with you, I'm pissed at Brad again.
one thing I'd say is, but in some of these cases, it's a day by day decision, but I guess the issue is, yeah, who should he go to directly? I mean, he came to me, then I went to you, but probably should just come directly to you.
And it caused a big conflict, but Chuck was asking like, what the hell's going on, you know, and I couldn't get old Chuck, and I did call you, and it's just stuff like that, but he needs to be.
Do you answer that?
Huh?
Granite County Commissioner's Office. Hello? Did it ring too long and he hung up?
No, I didn't like, my green light's on, it's on. Anyway, that's my public comment on that with the fishing game. They,
So do you want me to tell him to contact you directly?
yes, and then that or Tuesdays when we're going over it unless there's an emergency, but I think Tuesdays are just, we have Paul Talon here today. I mean, this is a time that we are all here and we can make a decision. So
Yeah,
I just think he's trying to work
Okay.
it behind our backs. That's the way I feel.
So to understand this chart, it's dropped.
Yep.
And is that good? Is that okay?
Well, we figured it was going to, because with the evaporation and
Okay.
wind and the heat, we got a big heat thing coming up, and that's kind of what Chuck was saying, you know, he was thinking of going to 30. Because we were getting out of compliance, right, Blaine, if that's what
Well,
we
we have-
understood.
we had a temporary modification
Yeah.
agreement with all the three agencies that were agreeable to it being 40.
I
But,
just can't,
They had said once it starts declining, if they wanted to reduce, that was the agreement. And so he saw it starting to decline and they got hold of me, but I understand, yeah. I have
I
talked to
don't
you.
have, I'm not arguing with you. You
So,
did what
okay,
you're supposed
this, sorry. Granite County Commissioner's Office.
Yes, this is Pat Ferlanick calling. Are you still talking about the dam outflows?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
Okay, I don't know where you're at, but as an irrigator and a water right holder, I would like to put in an objection and go on record as objecting to the cutting of the outflows.
Okay,
You have a natural flow recorded of 35 CFSs, and natural flow should come on out through. So I just like to be on record. What you do, I guess, is what you guys do, but I would want to be on record as opposing it.
yes. I was just saying, Pat, that that's what Chuck was talking about this weekend. We were arguing over the Brad Learman's stuff, so.
Well, I thought the outflows are at 30 right now, not 35.
The outflow should be at 30.
We gotta come up. Because Ben said.
Can you speak up just a little bit?
I
Paul?
thought
Go ahead.
the outflows were at 35 and you were discussing to cut it back to 30.
Rexy, we're at 30 right now. We gotta come up a little bit today.
We're coming up a little. Can you hear him, Pat?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, right. He's just saying that we're at 30, but we're good. And we're coming up. These charts are jumping around and we're trying to figure out what's going on with them too, because we're having. Blaine has something, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say that Fish, Wildlife and Parks were good with 35 at the dam. And so, but again, we have right now we're in a temporary modification because 30 CFS is the FERC order. But if they're consenting to 35, yeah, then that's allowable.
I agree with that, you know, that's a problem, we're getting readings two different spots, and then this is where the big conflict came. So this is the time that we need to do it, and if we need to go up some, we should go up some, because it's, you know, it's coming over the spillway right now.
So what did we say last week?
Right.
35?
35, or during the week, yeah, it got cut to 35, or was supposed to, so, yeah, if we could come up to 35.
So we need to come back up to the 35 where we were, and then we'll just keep an eye on it every day with these 90-degree weather coming up, that we're just gonna have to really keep a close eye on it, Pat.
Well, so here's my, and Blaine and I argue over this point. And so the natural flow should come out, and if the lake continues to rise, there's more water coming in than going out. So you're way behind on your letting water out. You maybe should be at 40 or 45, which is immaterial. I'm just want to go on record that you need to let more out, I guess is what my point is.
Okay, well, it's on
And-
record, it's,
Yeah, we'll have to agree to disagree on that one, but I think that they're agreeable to the 35, and commission can do that.
What do you
Just let the
think,
Fishing game
Okay.
is good with it.
Paul?
Strong and fast. It's strong and quick and it's getting hot. And the way the wind was blowing yesterday, we probably evaporated a lot of water.
I totally agree with that.
It won't be coming over the spillway. You know, let's try right
It ain't coming over now.
now.
Yes,
Today,
yeah,
it's
that's what I
calm out
told,
there.
that's what I told Brandon yesterday with that wind and the boats and stuff, it was white capping up there.
Yesterday it was driving by, yeah, white cap.
Yeah.
So what was Chuck's comment? He wanted it at 35 or what?
30, but
30?
he was, I don't think he knew this was, what we were already there and we needed. So this is a problem, we gotta stay, if everybody, I mean, we're getting told different stuff, you know, we thought it was at 35, we were gonna go 30, but we're down to 30 or 29, so now we need to be at 35. What's that?
Well, Brad Learman was thinking that 35 let out the dam would be 30 at Southern Cross, the reading there, and so that's what he was wanting to see, 30 at Southern Cross.
We're just gonna stay with the dam. We've always done it that way, and I think
But they're agreeable fishing game to 35.
At 35. They're agreeable at 35.
that's what he said.
Okay.
I
and-
didn't talk to Brad Lear.
Okay.
That's the problem. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
is He's going past us to blame.
And
I
that-
don't think that's right.
That agreement could be a day by day deal, so if they have concerns, then I'll have him contact Chris Adler.
So Paul, you feel it should be at 30?
I have no idea. I think it's the rule, but talking with Blaine, I think we're supposed to be at 30 right now,
But we
but
do have fishing game saying 35 is all right at the dam for now, but that could change during the week.
Because we gotta be careful, so it's gonna be 100 degrees. and
Should we be at 30 then?
It's just the thing about it is we're losing water, you know, going over too due to the wind and that. So if we go to 30 and it's gonna start, it's already dropping.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask, is Pat still on there?
You still
Yeah,
there?
yes.
Okay, what's everybody
Yeah.
doing for, are they starting to hay up here? I'm like you, Pat, I'm just, if we save it a little bit now, can we give more out here when you start needing it worse?
So everybody is probably haying, and the demand for it isn't great at this point. But down the road, you never seem to want to kick any more loose, first off. Second off, the evaporation is the evaporation. Us as irrigators shouldn't take that loss. That should be the lake's loss. That isn't our loss.
Okay. And it's not like that we haven't tried to give you water, Pat, I don't,
Yeah, it's the FERC order.
I've always been wanting to give the irrigators water, you know, I disagree with what you're saying there.
So a question for Blaine, and we've had this question before. Does the FERC order come before states' water rights?
Is that a
Yeah,
research?
yes,
question?
but I think the FERC order is also consistent with the Shooter Creek, which is consistent with the Montana Supreme Court case. We're just having a different interpretation of it. Me, you and I, yeah. The FERC order says 30 CFS during the irrigation season, and well, if there's extra water there, Fish and Game hopefully would agree to let it out, and they are right now at 35. Hopefully, yeah, if there's extra water here later in the year, they would agree to it, but just for the commission to arbitrarily, like later this year, turn it up to 45, they would need the 3 agencies' consent under the FERC order, and that's Fish and Game, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and Forest Service. I don't see any state court being able to supersede that.
So what are the priority date on those 3 agencies on their priority date on the water?
Well, I agree, they don't have FERC gave them rights that they don't have under state law. I'd agree with that. But
Okay, guys, I'm done. But thank you for your time.
Thank
You
you.
bet. Thank you.
Yep. Have a good day.
You too.
So I guess we're going back to what do we want to keep it at? Do you want to keep it at what we were, or do you want to move it? We're at 30, right?
Yeah, there's a tiny bit.
So, okay. Here's my thing. Last year it had to stay at 30. We couldn't do anything. This year we were being able to give them extra water
because of Fish and Game.
because they let us. So right now, being at 35 is not needed, right? Because they're haying.
They're still saying they want it. which
They
are
want it.
really.
Yeah.
There's
But-
no guarantees that the agencies later on in the summer will say, you know, we're
That's-
only a foot below full pull, we'll give you the water. There's no guarantee they'll agree to give extra water above 30.
And you can never get them to say, well, yeah, if you save some now, we'll give them later. You can never get them to agree with that. It's just like right now, it was Brad Lehrman on. See, listen,
See, with Mr. Verlanik's comment is that evaporation is not the water user's concern. Okay, but it is everybody else's concern because the lake goes down. I feel, whether I'm an authority on this or not, that we should be at 30. I'm just saying 30,
No,
just to,
it's good that
yeah,
Yeah, no. I feel it's stay where we're at right now,
and it's at 30 right now.
right, Paul? And stay where we're at right now, because we got, we're holding it. So I'd or a motion on staying at 30.
Okay,
And then, like I said, day by day, keep looking at it and
okay, I'll make the motion to be at 30 and watch it day to day through the week.
we're second it.
Is that,
No, that's cool.
would they even be increasing it because they can increase it up to 35 because
Well, they wouldn't go up until commission.
Okay.
gives them
Have to-
authority.
They have to talk to us, and us 3 have to be all in favor of 2 out of the 3,
Right.
and then we'll move it up. Once again, this is a whole big problem. Nobody's on here again. It's us. And
Yeah.
we have Paul Talon in here, and that's it, and Pat Valanic. But where is the other agencies?
Yeah.
This is what pisses me off with them. Then they go behind our backs and try to, they want this, want that, but when we have it on the agenda, then they can't get on. It's frustrating.
and I'm with you on the comment that was made that it's not up to us. We have to follow. We're like between a rock and a hard spot. To keep this, we've got to try to keep everybody happy, and it's almost impossible.
Got to balance a lot of factors with the FERC order being
Yeah.
the ultimate. You're being consistent with the
Yeah.
FERC order.
So I'll second that. And any public comment on this? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, good job. Good job, Blaine. And I want to know, it wasn't you. I got thinking
Yeah.
about that. And he's kind of using you and us against each other. Just the way I take it.
Yeah, other than he just sent me the message
I
and
know.
I quickly went to you guys, but
And
if
we've
you go
asked
directly
him-
to you.
We've asked him before, I mean, what's 5 minutes of his time when they're so worried about the water and they can't get on? That's just. I knew he was on vacation one time, but yet then during the week, even when he's on vacation, he's getting home late, so that's just BS. Anyway, we'll move on.
Thanks, Tom.
Hey, you guys have a good day.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. Have a good
Thanks
day.
for bringing
You
that
too.
in. And I want to say, Brandon Hart's doing an awesome job. Anyway, we're gonna move on. The next thing is 10 o'clock. Oh, we still got a few minutes. I thought we were behind, sorry. We got a few minutes, 9 minutes. Good job on that. That water is a big deal.
It is, and you want to be fair to everybody.
Mhm.
Thing
Hey, Jody.
is, so
Morning.
Morning.
Where do you want me? Here? Were you guys surprised that I'm here?
yeah,
I didn't think it would come. That's my fault, because I thought that was, no, I took that.
Oh,
First-
no, not at all.
That was me. I didn't realize, I thought that this was a different one. I didn't know it was.
No,
I
it
thought we
all kind of
took-
pertains, but there's
We-
more to.
Can we close it for a few minutes?
Is it, this is on the agenda or?
No, I
It
took it
was.
off because I thought it was due
Oh,
to
okay.
the fact that we already had a talk about getting this cleaned up and Huh?
Leanne is on.
okay, we're back on. Sorry about that. We're a couple minutes behind. Granite County Public Health and FEP contract with Andacona Deer Lodge County. Discussion decision. We have it in our packet here. There's the public contract from Jackie Bolster. I think it needs to be stamped and put in.
okay, we did this as a 1-year contract, just to feel it out, to see how it would work.
Yep.
Correct?
Correct.
The first,
Yeah, well, this was not the first year, the public, the nurse, but the first year for FEP. So you wanted to see how FEP worked out.
I think it's good. I think.
yeah,
it's
I
great.
think,
I totally.
I don't think there really has to be any discussion from me. I think that we should probably do a longer contract.
What's your comment, Leanne?
Oh, I was just gonna present this, that I agree. I think things have gone really well. This contract here does include a 5% increase. That's to account for the 5% cost of living increase that Deb and Jen both received in Deer Lodge County. But we didn't increase it at all last year, other than just adding Jen a quarter time. And I think that's been very, a real good working situation for both sides. All around, I think this has been a good partnership. So I would suggest that you do continue, and I can certainly amend it. So it is a 3-year contract rather than 1.
I totally agree. Is there any other public comment on this? I thought we was gonna have some. I just.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Blaine.
So there would be if it was a 3-year, what would be the terms? Then would be looking at the cost of living every year, or?
No, I think we would just go with this 5% for this year. This is just, we haven't increased at all since in the last 2 years. But I think this is good. And then, one of the biggest cost of living too is the mileage. So, and that's paid by the, mile.
Yeah.
And that's included in the contract. So, I mean, barring any huge cost of living increase over the next 2 years, I I think we could just have it remain at this for the next 3 years, which is I think it's 7,356 and some change per month.
I think
And
it's good.
that's, yeah, that's for a half-time nurse and a quarter-time FEP coordinator. And
Deb does
Jen-
good.
yeah,
And,
Yeah, she does.
yeah,
And Jen's done a good job with that.
yeah. So I'd entertain a motion that we go ahead with the,
Would we entertain a motion for 3 years or would we have to, I'm talking to the speaker. Or would we-
The birds outside, you know.
Sorry. Well, I was looking like, can we decide now, knowing that we're decided on a 3-year contract
Yeah.
instead of
well, I
a,
think we got it too, because
Yeah.
it expired June 23rd.
oh, okay.
The 30th.
Well, and Blaine, you have, I think that the copy that I sent you was a Word document, so you could change that if you wanted to 3-year, and then they could sign it and you could send it back to me
All right.
for our commissioners.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Okay,
So all in, I guess we're on a motion.
Should I make a motion? Did I make the motion okay?
Did you
Where
guys
am I?
motion yet?
We're just getting ready.
Approve
I
the
guess-
contract at 3 years.
That
Yeah.
we renew the Granite County Public Health and FEP contract with Anaconda Deer Lodge County for 3 years
With the 5%.
with the 5% this year increase.
Does that sound good, Leanne?
Yep.
Okay, I second it. Any public comment on this? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion been carried and passed, and thank you very much.
okay, thank you. Have a nice day, guys.
You too. Bye.
I didn't know if that's being, we need to stamp that Jackie thing and put it with the.
Yep, and I'll put her public comments, I'll put that into the minutes because she wrote it. I didn't have a chance to upload it online.
That's
yet.
all right. That's fine. All righty, so, we got a few minutes. Could we go off for a minute?
Channel.
Well, I just turned it back on, so I don't forget. but- Yeah, I think the first two are the LOTs though for random stuff. The task order is 10:30.
Oh,
Oh, what?
that'll be your agenda. I forgot to bring
What do you want?
it. Just your.
You can't have it.
Borrow.
Yeah, I think they do a fantastic job. On Deer Lodge. I think
Oh, yeah,
it's,
we
yeah,
need
it saves us a lot of money.
Print that contract.
Okay. Yeah, we need it. Totally. Looks good out here. Makes me happy it's done. That's what I thought was.
What's that?
That's why I took it off, because I thought that's what I should have asked her, and I guess. Yeah.
The one thing that,
Mhm. No, we're on. Yeah, we're on.
yeah, good job, good job.
All righty, so we're back on at Great West Engineering LOT, corrective plan and schedule for 2021 Part 12D Consultant Safety Inspection Report, discussion decision.
So it's just a letter of transmittal for Jeremiah to be able to submit that to FERC. I didn't submit any of the plans online. I emailed them to you guys tonight after action and stuff. I don't submit any of those online for the public though, because I'm not sure which ones I can, and the ones that can be viewed to the public, Jeremiah does make available in the library.
Exactly, and they've said before, don't, you know,
Yeah.
because there's some stuff that we
Yeah.
want to keep.
Yeah.
don't-
Yeah.
Okay,
The
no,
LOQs are always public.
so these need to be signed.
Yep, and there's two different ones. The first one is for Part 12D, our response for that. And yeah,
Okay.
that's the one you're on. And then the second one is.
I need a motion on these, right?
Yep.
I'll entertain a motion. Or
So corrective plan and schedule. We are making a motion to accept the corrective plan and schedule for 2021 Part 12D consultants, safety inspection,
And submit to Burke.
and submit to FERC.
Yep.
I make that motion.
I second it. Any public comment on this? Motion, or all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried and passed. All right, so now I'll entertain another motion on the next one.
So what does LOT mean?
Letter of transmittal.
Oh, duh. Okay. I make a motion that we do a letter of transmittal and respond to item number 3 in the correspondence dated June 8th, 2022 discussion or motion to, is that what it worked to?
Yep, and submit to Burke.
Okay,
I
submit
second
it to FERC.
I second it. Any public comment? None, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Most been carried past. Both of them been done. Good job. Thank you, Billy. Okay, so, we got some few minutes. We'll go off. Because there's no public in here, so we're gonna go off. Yeah. Killed.
All right.
No, she turned it right all the way up.
Oh,
That's
I
why
thought-
she was talking. I was looking like, what's she talking about there? Anyway, we're back on for the task order Great West for expert witness to testify in the rising sun. We're gonna wait a couple minutes before we talk about this. Blaine will probably be down and Blanche will be right back. What do you think, Sue? That's right, you know, on the, it's nice when you look, you know, that's why I always will look at it if there's public, because,
I'll get there.
no, you're fine.
Been a while.
I'm still, I'm still, good thing I broke that computer, because it seems like everything's working good.
Yeah, the microphone seems to pick up a lot better.
Oh. Howdy.
All right.
We're back on.
Oh,
Blanche.
sorry.
No, you're fine. I just said would be a few minutes here. I thought Blaine would be back down, but this is on that, the professional services dated for the
For the right.
expert witness on that. Testifying the Rising Sun Supreme Court case. This is the one I went on the mediation with. you
Oh,
know,
okay,
in Missouri,
okay.
and now they took it another step, so. I don't really want to say a lot about this. I mean, if people can read it, this is public, but I just assume. I was hoping Blaine would be back down here, but we need a motion on this. For the
So,
agreement of professional services.
so what we're doing is let me see here. It's task order, Great West Engineering for expert witness. Are they gonna be the expert witness, Great West Engineering?
Yeah.
This is
To testify? I make a motion that we accept them as an expert witness to testify in the Rising Sun Supreme Court case.
I second that. Any public comment on this? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion been carried and passed. I signed it. Okay, so we're got 10-15 minutes here. We'll still stay on that Kate when Blaine comes down, but
Okay.
yeah, anyway,
Oh, for the resolution.
yeah, just in
2022.
case there's any public comment happen to come in. You guys signed in? We get ready, I'll have you introduce yourselves and so everybody knows who's here. And
It's my first meeting of any kind like this ever.
Oh, really? Cool. It's all,
That's maybe everything and nothing that I expected.
you'll be all right. We don't yell too loud. Just at each other.
Great West, we're done with Great West. There's the language.
That one's at 10 or the 11 o'clock one.
Hmm?
That's for the 11 o'clock. one,
Yeah.
so you guys still have like 30 minutes and you know that? Okay. I mean, you're fine. You can stay in here.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
yeah, we didn't know how this all worked. We'd rather
Yeah.
be early, you know, and not cause problems and be late.
No, that's just, you gotta follow the agenda, the time thing.
Understood. Well, we. Got something.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, we'll go off then. There's nobody in here.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask. We're back on. We're a couple minutes yet from the next agenda item. Is there any public comment on the testifying and Rising Sun Supreme expert witness? All right, well, we're gonna move on. This is the resolution 2022-7 Granite County Resolution calling for an election on a proposed tax levy for the Granite County Hospital District, with the election to be held in conjunction with the general election on November 8th, 2022, second reading adoption.
I
Is
make,
Maria on or anybody for the hospital?
Yep.
I make a motion that we accept resolution 2022-7 for the levy for the Granite County Hospital District.
I'm gonna second it with a public comment that I feel that ones that are proposing it should have been on and have comments on this, because if somebody wanted to ask something about it, I'm gonna, like I said, I will second it, but it's frustrating that nobody's on. They want this, on and that, and you think they'd be there to give their little opinion or something. So, any public comment on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion been carried and passed. Kind of on one of them kicks today where people want stuff, but nobody's on, ain't I?
So-
It just frustrating. Then you get hit in the street or something about this, and then, well, there was public comment, Matt, right?
Yeah.
People talking up.
Yeah, do you want to sign that one?
Oh.
Big one. Was the language correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And I just want to say that because I had this changed is in the 17 years that I was election administrator, I worked very closely with the Secretary of State's office. And they highly suggested that whenever you have ballot language is to do it. What was that word I used? I lost it.
A specific way.
Anyway, word for word,
Mhm.
what the statute says. And there's little tiny loopholes that might be sitting in there that could be pulled out and said, if the levy was worth more than, they'd get more than the 400,000.
Yeah.
See, so that's why money first, levy second.
Yeah.
Oh, sign it. And that's going in November too, right? Ballot issue.
So we got a few minutes, but we'll just stay on this. We'll
Yeah.
stay on, because this one I figure maybe somebody will comment.
Like my notes.
Mhm. You like mine? And I got less to think. How you doing? Oh, fine. You? Great.
Come to the front of the class.
Thanks, Becky. Appreciate it. This is a check for the guy that did the yard work.
Oh,
We're sitting here earlier.
so what does he charge?
He charged $30 an hour using his own.
30?
Yeah. for
Are they
using
gonna
all-
stop
He
each
hauled his
other?
own stuff out. I just got it done. 'cause they hooked up shit. He said-
So we did all this.
Yeah. Yeah, he did all this down there and then he packed the stuff and
There's
picked up
candy
the
up there.
garbage.
I saw that. I gotta eat lunch first.
Everywhere there's candy.
But, yeah.
So we were just trying to
How we
figure
keep
what
it here.
he should charge, and I
I
said,
understand.
At least
referral
15.
program.
Well, if he brings his own stuff more than that, because you can't afford it.
well, he used county stuff,
Okay, yeah.
and he got the county weed eater that has the two arm
Oh,
things that
Cool.
goes.
Yeah, I
He
wish
said
I
doing
had.
that hill back there was a BITC,
Well, I charge a little more. I mean, we need to get. it
and then he
done.
had her walk through it to make sure that,
So that's the problem. See, I told the county crew to, why can't you use that big fancy mower? And they tried it and they hit a rock and knocked the window out of one of the trucks. So that was my bad.
yeah,
It just never like fun. So anyway, he got it all done. It looked really good. And getting guys throw a little water on it so it doesn't burn up.
hi there, how are you?
We still got 10 minutes.
Well, anyway, we were
Yeah, right.
up here.
It's all right. It's all good. All good.
Hey, Scott, how are you? Good. Now, if it would just stay at this temperature.
I know it's perfect. isn't it? Love the wind yesterday. I was inside all day.
Well,
It was
yeah.
a breeze.
Like the other day, it wasn't so great because I could see coming across what, the little dust devils or whatever, you know, and it's from the farms. It's, I heard one cause like a back rat.
Yeah, over in Eastern
Yeah,
Montana.
I saw that. It's like 3 people died or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope they're not good. Yeah.
That's how a lot of people coming to stay at Sanctuary
We
without
just
any
had some
permit.
people from Australia.
Really?
Yeah, they were really cool. In fact, can I just share? She, like 15 or so years ago, 20 years ago, somebody would, did it on Twitter or what? Facebook, emailed her about a carrot.
From Australia, emailed me about
Yeah.
this character that had same names.
Basically almost the same name as her.
Oh, and it's a character on this Australian
Soap
soap
opera.
opera called
And it-
Home and Away.
And it's still running today. And in fact, the guy that was staying with us, like, yeah, I know a couple of the actors and actresses. I was like, what? So you're like, he's like really tall. He was what, 6'3", 6'4"? He's pretty tall. Like up in the kitchen, his head was grazing the ceiling. Because it's a low ceiling, but I mean, he was, his hair was dusting the ceiling.
You bet, I bet.
Dusty, yeah.
It was interesting.
Is
But
this still being recorded?
sorry.
You can't sit in
I have no filter.
How's it going?
Good.
I don't get.
Good morning.
Oh, I never even thought that we would need 2 of those. I'm glad
Well,
We made the change. We have one thing that I forget. Sign it for the county.
I changed it to through June 30th, 2025.
Do all three of us?
Now they have a place for. Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, whoops. You guys signed in the wrong spot,
Mine says chair.
right here,
Up in the chair of board of county.
kind of
Oh.
long.
Oops, do we both
Um,
sign it in the wrong spot?
Yeah, I'll reprint it. That's okay. I can print it out.
Well, then you should have had a little flag right there. where you're supposed
Yeah,
to
so
be.
she did,
Right?
It's like,
I saw a chair, and so I said, oh, I'm down here.
Oh, that's what
And I didn't even look. We should be first anyway.
Yeah, I should.
You got the contract first.
I'll go. I'll just reprint these pages.
Okay.
or-
Did you give Billy a look? I saw that look you gave Billy.
No, I didn't get
Like-
rid of
Geez, these
it.
commissioners buying books
No, look.
and all they do is eat the covers, right?
I've never heard that.
I'd be capable of signing on the wrong spot too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll be right back.
I hope that lady didn't think I was rude when she started.
Oh, well,
I really-
that was being very polite. I thought, what are you doing that for? And then I looked up and went, oh, what a guy, you're a gentleman.
I wouldn't go that far. I am trying to get votes.
Yeah, That's one way of doing
We
it.
can laugh with that. Gonna get hot.
What's it gonna get up to today?
I don't think today's supposed to be as bad, but it's supposed to get in the 90s again.
Just feel like I'm back in the south.
Minus the humidity.
Honestly, humidity, but it still feels like it when the rain kicks around. There's that.
Where'd you come from?
South Carolina.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Columbia. The capital. It's
How big is that?
It's not exactly one of the bigger capitals in the south. I'd say Columbia proper is
Okay.
about 120, 130,000. So, but much better here.
Oh, wait, till he points it out. No. Oh. No. Right here.
Billy, they're yelling at me.
No, we got it. Thank you.
It was a birthday present for my wife too. Little, since they went to Yellowstone a few weeks ago.
You already lost it? You're in
Well,
you're in trouble.
it wasn't but more than a couple of arms reaches away. But yeah, so it is good. that I'm using it.
Now you're brown nosing.
Yeah. that's great. I know how to play the game. I hope anyway.
We're back on anyway, aren't we?
Yeah.
About 3 minutes.
I need to stand or how does that look? I don't know.
We'll probably have you so they can hear you, just so you pronounce, tell who you are and what you're here for. and
Okay.
If you got the stuff, and it's been working really.
Yeah,
good.
I listened to it. I listened to it and it
It's so much
Yeah.
better, isn't it?
way, isn't that funny how, well, we didn't know, did we?
I can hear you from there too. if
Okay.
it's sick or whatever. Just speak up and then
Absolutely.
we're both hard of hearing.
Oh,
I got,
My wife says I don't have an inside voice. So
Any of this?
I think I'll be okay.
You don't have an inside voice.
No, I told-
Shame on you.
I know. Well, I try. I elevate over a period, I think,
it's all right. You get too loud, I'll.
right?
Yeah.
I turned 50, so I have that is, well,
Oh, on the
she'd
head?
rather you hit me on the head. You might break the mallet there.
But, all righty, well, we're like a minute ahead, but we're gonna go ahead and get started here. And this is Kendrick Richmond to discuss the 3% local option excise
Excise, yeah.
tax for recreational and medical. Is that medical one spelled right?
Medicinal.
Medicinal.
Medicinal
Okay,
marijuana.
Medicinal marijuana for the general election ballot. All righty, well, we'll go ahead and start with you, Kendra.
Yes, sir. All right. Good morning. Thank you for your time. I'm Kendrick Richmond. This is my wife, Justine. And in June, we did the repealing of recreational sales in Granite County, while basically most of the other counties were adding a 3% local excise tax to improve their counties. So I am actually in the current process of doing a petition to put it back on the ballot on November 8th. And would like to see if we did get the signatures for putting it back on the ballot, if the commissioner's office would see fit to put it back on, or put the 3% tax on as an option to let the people vote, and see if they would like to take advantage of having basically free money. So that's basically it. And we're having a little gathering this Friday at the town theater, and a free night out for freedom to encourage people to come down and sign. And you know, we're just trying to help, you know, the county, and it's kind of important to me and my company, and I'm sure hopefully people in Granite County. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Okay.
If there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
So I just want to explain one thing. We, when the ballot issue came on the primary election, they went out and got their signatures. And so, yes, they were able to put the petition. And we also had a resolution that we were going to put the excise tax for both recreational and the medical marijuana on the ballot too. So this was already a plan from the commission. We were requested not to put these ballot levy issues on because they felt that it would confuse the voters. So that in itself, okay, we said, okay, we'll wait and go to the general election. Now, my opinion is I felt that the ballot language that was on the primary was very confusing. I even had a member of the group saying that it was confusing, and a lot of people, public comment was on the street saying we didn't understand what it was.
I heard the same.
And so that in itself, yes, you have every right to get a petition and to put it on the ballot. I think legally he can, correct, Blaine?
Correct. If they get the signatures here, I'm not sure how they're doing it, but they have till, what was the
August 8th.
August 8th to, is for the recreational marijuana.
Well, I thought it was August 5th that they had to have the signatures.
I want to make one comment. If this is just for the other Commissioner Hinkle. He wanted to have this table, but we have too much public here. And so I decided to go ahead, and we have to listen to the people, because I don't want to price of gas. You don't want to be running back and forth. But this is, we need to hear, and you need to explain what's going on.
Well, and his request to have it tabled, I feel we're not necessarily going to make a decision. So having it tabled and putting an inconvenience for you to come up here is not a necessary thing. And I think, yes, we can discuss it.
And I think we need to discuss it. I'm trying to understand this, because I'm having a hell of a time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the only store in the county too. So, you know,
You mean out of town?
Well,
You're out of town.
Yeah.
right, in the county.
So the date was, yeah, August 8th is the date there.
Oh, okay.
Then that'll give Sarah enough time then to verify the signature. The this language or potential language, if the recreational marijuana passes, you know, will you agree, will you vote for we approve a local option tax at 3%. That could, legally speaking, that can be done. It was done in Dawson County. It either be done by the commission doing a resolution or the petition process, but petition process would be too late for this fall.
So the only way it would be able to be on there is that the commission,
If they don't
if
get,
the county commission, did a resolution.
Right, yeah, we
Yeah,
realized
yeah.
that. And Blaine, we were going to do that
Yeah,
in December and we were asked not to. And we
Correct.
told them, and I think you'll agree with me that, okay, we won't put it on primary, but we're gonna look at it in the general election. So that was something that was stated right in the minutes.
yeah.
and then if they, the way I understand this, that if they get the people's signature, it's not really our call, they can get it put on.
Yeah, just what if, that would be for the local option tax to get it on. Yeah, that would be, if done by petition, have to be done in a future
Okay,
election.
so this is what I'm saying. You get your signatures. And then we would decide whether or not we're gonna put this levy on the ballot. And we would have until August 25th, I think.
August 15th is 85 days.
It would have to be August 15th.
August 15th.
So we have to
but-
have two readings.
So you'd have to have a,
So Sarah told me the 25th, according to the calendar,
I'll have to double
her
check that.
calendar.
It's 85 days, I can count that. But if it's August 15th, then it'd be the readings would be.
Well, let's get Sarah in here, shall we?
Second
And
and
see
ninth.
what she has on her election calendar.
Okay, well, they're getting, do you guys have comments here? Rick, state your name and come up
Rick
so
McGill out of East Fork.
so they can hear you a little better,
Yeah,
please.
from here. or what?
Come on
Okay,
up.
Rick McGill out of East Fork. The comments that we made at when this came up for subject before still stand. The question, however it's worded, of whether or not to prohibit or allow or whatever. If that comes into the ballot, we think putting the tax question in the same election is confusing.
Well, then it's maybe Sue wait for.
Yeah, I
to come
thought
back in. Sorry.
I thought she was coming right back. I didn't know.
Oh, did you already start speaking?
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Well,
just.
I'd like to hear your comments.
Yeah, she will. I did.
You're the first woman that ever wanted to hear my comments.
Say that again.
You'll be the first woman that ever
Kinda-
wanted to hear my comments.
Whoa, we got,
Could we talk to you about the August 25th versus the 15th? Because 85 days prior to the election is August 15th. Okay, I guess we can talk about that later.
She's here.
So I guess I'm a little confused on August 25th because 85 days prior to the election would be August 15th.
So we'd have
So-
to talk, because that came from the Secretary of State's office, so
okay.
it's,
All right.
it's the date that we need to that
Yeah.
I certify it. Maybe we had to have 85 days that they had to be. in.
Notice to the Secretary of State. to
Yeah.
see.
Do you want me to give them a call?
Yeah, maybe to double check that, but I think it's August 15th, and we have to give them notice. So,
Okay,
all right.
I'll give them a call.
all right, Rick, go ahead again, sorry.
Sorry, the comments that we made before about the tax question happening on the same ballot as the prohibited or allowed question, just, it's still valid. It's confuses the issue for people who are reading the ballot, for them to be able to say, you know, well, if I vote this way because of the tax, then you see what I'm saying? That one makes them.
What
read-
I think you're saying is that you think it would confuse the people and they'd vote for the levy because they want the levy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they vote for it because they want the levy?
That's kind of the purpose.
Well, let's just one at a time. okay? I'm trying to keep this.
Yes.
So what you're saying is the people don't have to have a right to choose. You don't think it should be on the ballot because they don't have a right to choose to vote for it because they do want a levy to help
I
county
think it looks
funds.
like you're trying to influence them to vote one way or the other on the allowed or permitted.
And that's your
issue by-
opinion.
By dangling the 3% free money at them. And it may,
Gotta have
Change
respect
it,
in here, or I'll shut it
that's,
down.
it's kind of the same argument we made before, and you understood we were saying that, just re.
We understood exactly what you were saying there.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Thanks, Rick. Yeah, we don't. want
Understood.
to. All right, is there any other public comment on this?
If I might,
Come on up, Dan.
Dan Radish, Mayor of Phillipsburg. With the commission's pleasure, may I ask a
Yeah,
question?
Yeah.
you had the business out on the highway, correct?
Correct.
When was that established?
June of 2021.
So it's been there over a year.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
So we were medical first, and then on January 1st, we went recreational, and then on June 7th, it was repealed.
Understood. Okay. This is just for my own edification because I so bogged down with the stuff I'm doing. There's things that occur in the vicinity that I'm kind of unaware of. And so I know the place, the location where you had it, that the specific building, if you will, been by it a million times. You were probably there 6 months at least before I realized what it was.
Sure.
So I guess my first remark is that it seemed sort of under the radar in some regard. And then once I realized what it was and I saw advertisement, then it occurred to me what it was. So I guess one more question and then I'll make a comment and I'll step back. During that time period, were there any, was there any incidents wherein law enforcement was called, or was there any involvement or any problem with respect to your legal process in terms of selling your product?
No, sir.
No,
We've never
there was
had to call
nothing
them.
ever occurred.
No, sir. I've
Okay.
not had anybody I've never had the need or the reason to call anybody to my store for anything aggravated or criminal, and do not know of anything that was purchased in my store which there impacted the town of Phillipsburg or the county of Granite in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, thank you for that. I just want to get caught up on this because again,
Good
it
question.
was underway. And apparently it was so unobtrusive that I didn't even realize that it was underway. And when I get sheriff reports, I saw no indication of a problem there. So I just wanted to clarify that for the record for myself mainly. I would just say that I would like to see this happen. And it is specifically for the money. And I guess if it were to occur and it were to pass and then the excise would come on board, I would probably be, you would probably see me in here again, more or less saying, how does town benefit from this financially? Because I'm a practical person. And I also realize that the legalization process is done for a lot of reasons. Obviously, there's a market there, or it wouldn't be there. If it's not done, then the black market continues because it's going to be done. So again, this is just my opinion. So my attitude toward all this is to rein it in and try to regulate it and try to get a hands-on approach to it. The money is sort of icing on the cake to me. And it doesn't matter to me that it's 3%. It could be 0.5%. It's money. And in my position, pennies count. So I'll just say, thank the commissioners for doing the process and getting this underway. And I just wanted to at least state what my opinion was about it. I realize that there's all forms of pollution.
Yeah.
There's pollution that comes out of more than a smokestack. I understand all that. But it seems as though the state has gotten, they're in the process of wrapping this thing up in terms of the regulatory process, Department of Revenue and all that. They seem to be underway with it. And so, again, it is about the money for me. So,
Thanks for
thank you.
Thanks for everything.
Yeah.
And just as an aside, the Department of Revenue runs our business. So I've been background checked. My employees have been background checked and fingerprinted by Dunkerson right here. And our store has done inspections by the state. Our packaging has to be regulated and our products are safe. The ingredients and all the terpenes and things of that nature are on the back of the packaging for informational purposes. And if anybody has any questions, I take my job very seriously there, and we inform the public and advise them to how to take the medicine that they come in and seek.
You grow your own, or is this?
I
a
do,
question
and it
I
is
can
grown.
ask?
Our company grows it in Gallatin Gateway. So it is.
I didn't know if I could ask that. I don't know nothing about
Oh,
this.
no, and it's been around way longer before than voting. So it's obviously been around way, way longer than humanity, pretty much. So I believe in what we're doing. I think we have a very good product, and I think we are very safe and regulated. And I think it is important for us to be there to inhibit the black market from being emboldened in our community.
Okay, Blaine?
One of the questions came up on how the local option tax is used. And it's my understanding, it's been a while since I looked at the statute, but there's a portion that goes to the state and a portion that the county shares on a prorated basis with the towns. And so.
So
towns
the
would get-
portion that we would excise, 50% goes to the county, 45% goes to the towns, and there's 5% that's some kind of administrative fee.
For the.
So they don't take any of our excise tax. They're already taxing it at 20%.
And then this 1612-317 says that county or municipality may appropriate and expend revenue derived from a local option tax, marijuana excise tax for any activity, undertaking, or administrative service that the municipality is authorized by law to perform, which is very broad. It says including then taking care of the administrative costs there, but basically any.
So in other words, it's
broad.
discretionary with the commissioners how to spend it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Is it, do you have is there so much you can sell, or you can sell whatever the hell you got?
We handle recreational now currently and medical, which there's limits per day on recreational and limits per month on medicinal. So we can sell.
To certain people or just?
Right,
to the
well,
whole
so
business?
for example, the capturing of tourism, anybody who comes in from California, Washington, Utah, whatever, can come in, and if they're of age, they can sign into our computer and then we can then sell them. So then that becomes tax money that comes to the county because they're buying from another state.
Do they have, these are questions.
No, I'm
Do-
happy to answer.
Do they have cards? So how do you know that you're not selling it to somebody that's in trouble?
They just have, well, there isn't an issuance of trouble per se. You just have to be of legal age. If you're in trouble and on the run, I don't have any way to know that per se, but
Well,
you
don't
know.
laugh at me.
No. I'm just saying, I've never had criminality actually enter into the equation,
This
but
is question.
no, I understand.
So are you talking about like if someone's on potentially like probation and couldn't
Well,
as a
that's-
condition or?
Where does this, where is a stop on this if somebody or somebody's in deep, I guess that's, I don't know.
Well, how would this affect it if it were going to, say, a bar? Would they have to do the same thing?
I don't know, that's why I'm.
Yeah, the conditions in place by the.
Oh, no, I understand. They tap us to basically regulate from the standpoint, if you came into my store 7 days a week and bought an ounce of marijuana, I would probably ask what you were doing with it and maybe not sell it to you an 8th day in a row. Because for the same reason that if somebody took 10 shots of liquor at the bar, they're not gonna let you go drive, or at
And
least they
this
shouldn't.
doesn't even pertain to,
Yeah, I mean.
So I think he's.
Questions I gotta ask.
I think
I
he's-
don't understand.
well, this what we're, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he's right in the sense of, like, say you're under conditions of court or whatever, of probation or pretrial condition. Ultimately, it's not the bartender that's potentially gonna turn you in, it's, sheriff's office being notified or whatever, then the process will be taken to revoke their probation.
And I understand this is not a part of it, but it's just my questions that just help me understand.
Okay, right.
So, I mean, I don't know, I feel like I have a right.
No,
to ask.
absolutely. I'm happy to help in any way I can.
Sarah?
Okay, so I called the Secretary of State's office and he's confirming with the numbers, but while I was waiting for it, I went back and, 85 days would be the 15th. Then I went and grabbed the code, the 13-12-201, and it has 75 days. So it must be 85 days for something else. But anyway, so then in which case it is the 25th, because I was looking at it going, oh my God, they've got a typo in here. And
Is there, Rick, got any other comments while they're looking that over?
So,
Thank you.
well, this is the,
I know.
the name.
So that's what it's
The
early
name
then.
of party business with each candidate. Yeah, the problem is there's like two different statutes. that-
Right, so I'm getting
Yeah,
confirmation.
so you,
Yeah.
okay, so here's,
One at a time, you guys know, yeah.
So we had basically there was two different statutes that had different
Okay.
numbers. So we mutually agreed upon the August 8th date. It was the giving
Okay.
them more time.
okay, so it's the commission's decision, and you want to wait for Chuck. to make this decision.
Yes, I gave my word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, but we're not tabling it today because it has to be on the agenda in order for us to get the resolution 2 weeks for if we're gonna do a ballot.
correct. And then, Billy,
There's just an online comment
Oh.
whenever you're ready for one.
So,
Okay, can I finish my comment?
I thought you
May
were
I?
done.
Oh.
I thought you were done. We're okay. I thought you were done. Could you stop?
What I'm saying is that this has to be on the agenda next week to decide if you don't get the registered voters signature, then that's moot. That recreation will be off. But I'm still going for the medical part of it that needs to be on the ballot because we agreed to that. Because the medical, we can put on the ballot for a tax on the medical and it'd be
Yeah,
still the
absolutely.
3%.
yes.
So we need to make a decision next week. And the decision would be, if you get the signatures, then do you think, Scott?
Yeah,
How do
because then Chuck will be here and he can, because he wants to voice his opinion too.
Well,
which is right.
absolutely.
So have it
Wouldn't
on the
deny 'em.
agenda next week as well to make a decision.
Mhm.
So I think that it should be on the agenda, whether or not we decide that we're going to have ballot issues, should you get your registered voters. And that's, if you don't get them, it's not, the recreation won't be.
Exactly.
Go ahead. Oops, I got it. There's
All right,
somebody
okay.
waving. Go ahead.
Elena.
Who is it?
Elena.
Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. I came in a little late. This is Elena Gagliano for the record. And so from what I understand, this is for the proposed tax levy for the 3% on the medical and the recreational sale. Am I right on that?
We're discussing 3% on the local option. Yeah.
Okay, and so you have a quorum. And if there's a time element here, you have a quorum and it should be decided on now.
No, it shouldn't.
That's, I'm sorry,
Yeah, I'm sorry
you
too.
have a
but-
quorum. If you want to,
I just let it go.
if you want to table it, and I'll have it on for next week. As long as it's still going to be in time to be on the ballot.
So,
But I still think you should take a vote on it because you've got a quorum.
Well, we're not going to, thank you.
okay, so
Thank you.
what you're saying is, Blaine, could we table it till next week?
Yes, or you could decide today, either one. But.
And he wants to decide with Chuck's opinion. He has his, which is fine with me.
We
So
have
you
time.
you need a motion in a second, so, yeah.
We have
but-
time for next week and then we'll make it on that. And I feel that all of us should be.
What you need to understand is that
Me?
it's not moot. It's something that we've already discussed, putting this ballot issue.
Good enough.
Yeah, yeah.
And even if it doesn't get on this November, potentially it could be sometime, so you're not, even if it's not on.
So can
November.
you, if it's not on in November, put it on anytime you feel like it? Is that what you're saying, Blaine? Which I
Except
thought
for-
maybe if you
Except you'd have
didn't.
to have is the commission wanted to have a special election on it? You could call a special election anytime. the commission
Wouldn't that
wanted
cost a
to.
lot of money though?
There's
Oh, I'm sure it was.
cost there. If there was, it was done by petition to a special election, then the petitioners would be, the cost would be on them.
So I just assume, I'm sure he gets his signature, so when we have time by next week, and we have
So,
comments on it again.
Well, I think next week there definitely has to
Yeah.
be a decision
I
made. Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
That's why.
yeah.
I was so-
And we
yeah.
can, and I, with the tabling, because there's a forum, let's table it until Chuck can be here.
Thank you.
That's fine with me. And you understand the reason why we're tabling it is even though we do have a forum, Chuck wants his opinion in, or he could jump in right now if he wasn't feeling well. He's not feeling well, so he could get on the phone now if he wanted to.
So as far as tabling, it'd be either by, by motion and second, or just the chair table.
I'll just check, as chair, I'll just table it.
Okay.
Because we're all in agreement, so it's just that easy.
So the one question is we have it on the agenda for next week, which would be the 26th, and decide, do we still have time to get it? Yeah, we'd have to have Tuesday and the 2nd and the 9th resolutions before the 15th for the
Correct.
ballot issue.
That's why I'm saying that we'd have time still. or-
Yeah, so next week has to be a decision whether or not we do
Yes.
the ballot issue for the excise tax.
So,
And another thing too, I mean, you could just have, you have a lot of different options for November. You could just have medical marijuana on, or you could have, or you got both or neither. So you got a lot of options.
Well, I think if,
I don't think you want to clutter it that bad. do we?
Yeah.
How many-
And that's, your guys' call.
Yeah,
I'm
how many
cluttered
times
now.
can they,
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
how many times can someone put on the ballot issue initial? Okay, we don't want it, we want it, we don't want it, we want it, we
So,
don't want it, we want it.
All, right now, under the statute,
Great question.
the petition process, you can keep doing it, but I, for one, will be talking to representatives to see that there's a time, they should have put a time period in there between petitions being filed. So it's not just an endless revolving door.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to cut people off,
No.
but just to continue to have it on
Yeah.
every
that'd be-
general ballot.
That'd be kind of out of hand to me. They just keep
Yeah.
running, waste. Yeah, I just assumed. Anyway, is there any other comments on this?
Well,
Look,
I
a
would-
second. I'm looking. Good, go ahead.
I would just say that about 75% of my business is recreational sales. And we average about $1,000 a day, so approximately $7,500 in tax money a year would be what we would be offering. And about $252,000 in sales a year, and also employing local people here in the county.
Appreciate everything. And is there any other comments or we all? I'm starting to get there. Yeah, it's a little slow on this.
No, it's
so.
okay.
You understand where we're at, right? Okay.
I'm at the mercy of the court.
Can I ask you about medical marijuana, where your sales are on that? Or are they
You
higher?
know, we were kind of chugging along because we were the only one here in June of last year, but like I say, about 75 to 80% of my business is recreational. So
So
basically,
20.
I'm getting cut out at the knees from a business standpoint and may be forced to leave. I don't know. That'll be up to my boss.
Right.
So you may be taking jobs away. And me too. I have to go somewhere else. So that wouldn't be what we wanted to have community here and have a partnership with the county is what we were trying to do, because I know I've had my struggles with the alley behind my house.
Okay, go ahead.
Elena has a comment.
Go ahead, Elena.
Lena Gagliano for the record, one last time. I just want to say this, that recreational marijuana, I agree 100% with that, because if you're doing that much sales with that, the people that are buying are just going to go to another county. So would you rather them be on the road or to buy it here and we'd get the benefit of it? Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Anything else? All righty, we'll move on and good luck and
Thank
nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you as well. Appreciate y'all's time.
All right,
Take care.
thank you. Have a good day.
You as well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
See you guys.